Namaste friends. In this video we will do physiology and functions of occipital lobe, and that is on 10 points. Our first point will be physiological anatomy of occipital lobe, followed by 7 functions. Then second last point will be effect of stimulation of this lobe, and final 10th point will be effect of ablation, or we can say removal or lesion of occipital lobe. Physiological anatomy, the first point, we know that occipital lobe is on posterior side of cerebral cortex. As we are doing it in physiology, too detailed anatomy is not required. This diagram is sufficient. Now we are starting functions of occipital lobe. We will do total 7 functions of occipital lobe. Occipital lobe is for vision. When first visual information comes, it comes to area number 17, that is primary visual cortex. And here this area receive visual information and some initial understanding or comprehension begins, like understanding of lines, simple angles, like that. So for reception and initial comprehension, we have area number 17, primary visual cortex. From here information goes to area number 18, that is secondary visual cortex or visual association area. This is for further level of understanding or further level of comprehension. For example, movement details. For example, color details of that information. From area number 18, now information goes to angular gyrus. In angular gyrus, there is initial processing of visual information, and only when visual information is initially processed by angular gyrus, finally when visual information goes to vernix area can make meaning of it. Although vernix area we keep in temporal lobe, but final comprehension of visual information happens in vernix area, but before that it should be initially processed by angular gyrus. So initial comprehension, area number 17. Further level of comprehension, area number 18. Initial processing, angular gyrus, and then final comprehension, vernix area. So let us see the first 3 functions. Already we have done in the diagram. The first function is the function of primary visual cortex, area number 17. This is for reception and initial comprehension of visual information like simple lines and angles. From here information goes to secondary visual cortex, which is also called visual association area, area number 18. This is for further level of comprehension of visual information like color details, like movement details. From here information goes to angular gyrus for initial processing of visual information, and only when visual information is initially processed by angular gyrus, when this information goes to vernix area, vernix area can make meaning of it, can do final comprehension, otherwise not. So these are first 3 functions. Fourth function of occipital lobe is recognition of human faces. We can see in the diagram this big red area, that is whole medial half of inferior surface of occipital and temporal lobe, which is highly developed in human beings. This is for recognition of human faces. Because such a big area is there, this function is highly developed, and lesion to this area can obviously lead to inability to recognize human faces. The condition is termed as prosophanosia or prosopagnosia. Now let us see last three functions of occipital lobe. We are also having this area 19 in front of secondary visual cortex. This is occipital eye field, and this is for regulation of involuntary eye movement. So this area is for regulation of involuntary eye movement. Then in front of lower half of area 19, we are having this area, and this is area for naming the object. We remember the object or person's name because of function of this area. And below this area, we are having this area also, and this area is for conscious awareness of equilibrium. These two areas for naming the object and areas for equilibrium, we can take in both functions of occipital lobe also and functions of temporal lobe also. So we have seen in the diagram. Let us see in the text. Function number 4 is a function of occipital eye field area 19, that is regulation of involuntary eye movement. Then inferior surface also we have seen, this is for recognition of human faces, medial half. And then we are having area for naming the object and area for equilibrium for conscious awareness of balance or equilibrium. So after functions, we can now see last 2 point. Second last point is effect of stimulation. Effect of stimulation of occipital lobe leads to visual hallucination. Means even without a stimulus, something can be seen. False perception without a stimulus. An effect of ablation or lesion is a loss of vision, which is called anopia. Of course, if one-sided cerebral hemisphere will be removed or lost, there will be hemianopia. So these are effect of stimulation and ablation. So stimulation causes visual hallucination, that is false perception without a stimulus. And effect of ablation or removal of lesion, if one-sided, can cause to homonymous hemianopia, loss of half of the vision. But if the lesion is small or discrete, then there will be some small area will be lost in the visual field, which we can say pathological blind spot or scotoma. So these were 10 point of occipital lobe, and the most important obviously part is these 7 functions. Thank you so much, friends.